Hello, everybody, and welcome to 5678, the podcast where we talk about all things dance and musical theatre in the city of Liverpool. And we have a very special guest today, somebody who I've worked with personally for so many years. We've been to both each other's weddings. We have. We've laughed.
We have.
We've cried.
We have.
I think maybe have bled.
Probably,
and sweated a lot together. We've seen it all. It's the wonderful Jenny Reece. Yay! So Jenny Reece is slightly different in terms of, we've had lots of people that are quite commercial based, sort of jazz based, musical theatre based, agency based, where this time we're going more contemporary based, which is really nice because it's all things dance. So Jen, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes. So, as you've just said, I am very much a contemporary dance-based person. I trained in contemporary dance. I studied at Northern School of Contemporary Dance. And yeah, I teach contemporary dance across Liverpool. And I perform, although a little bit less these days as I'm getting older. And I choreograph, and I am just generally very passionate about contemporary dance and increasing the profile of contemporary dance in Liverpool and keeping it going.
And you wrote a syllabus recently, didn't you?
Yeah, I have. So that's really delighted to have done that, to be asked to write a contemporary dance syllabus because there isn't very much contemporary dance in dance schools, really. And there definitely is there's a few contemporary dance syllabuses with exam base. I think Rambert have got one, which is great. It's amazing. It's an amazing syllabus, but it's quite big and quite expensive. So the one that I'm writing is accessible, affordable, and at all levels. So we go from those first steps, like sort of reception age, right through to grade 8. Just finished grade 6 at the minute. So
wow. And when are you hoping for this to be released?
So it's available now. Grades up to grade 5 is available on the MPAA website. Any school can deliver it, and then we offer days to come and train in it for teachers as well. Really hope more schools take it up. It's really important, and the feedback that we have had from teachers that have taken it up is that the kids really enjoy it because it's something different for them, and it's really fun, and it gives a little bit more in terms of freedom of expression and creative skills. So it's not just set exercises that develop technique. It's creative exercises, it's improvisation, it's contact improvisation, and it's choreography. So it's a real sort of individual approach and a really fun syllabus. I love watching the kids do it, especially the lower grades. It's all about kind of that moving around the room and storytelling and, you know, pretending you're an animal. And it's just, it's finding ways in for younger kids that don't get too caught up on steps and lines and perfection at that age. So it's about them exploring their creative selves and really kind of developing in a way that is good for their sort of those ones that maybe have some neurodiversity that don't particularly do well with picking up choreography and steps and the rigidity of some of the dance training. It's for those that are kind of, we see a wow moment in them, you know, running around the floor or crawling or rolling or just exploring that movement without the boundaries of set steps in the younger grades. And obviously that progresses as we get on and becomes more technical and looks at the basic principles of contemporary dance and embedding those. But yeah, it's a real fun syllabus. I really have enjoyed making it, and I'd love to see more schools doing it. So yeah, if you're a dance school teacher,
plug.
Yes.
Really proud.
Get it into your school.
Amazing. So let's talk about little Jenny Reece. Where are you from? Where'd you come from? And how did you get into the world of dance?
So yeah, I am born and bred in Liverpool.
Born and buttered?
Yes. I got into dance really late. Well, I did it when I was younger. I kind of fell out of love with it. And so I stopped dancing sort of, about age 6, 7, and then got back into it age 14 randomly. Just was like, I think I want to go back to dance. I met a wonderful woman called Irene Dilks, who is one of the big sort of names in contemporary dance in Liverpool at the time. And I joined in an adult class, doing loads of like Graham technique and with like, I say adults, I thought they were really old at the time, but they're probably my age or younger.
They're probably in their 20s.
Yeah, probably. I thought they were really old then. So I joined in doing that class once a week. It was really fun, and I did some ballet lessons as well. I think I did like up to grade 5 ballet, and then I auditioned. Well, I was doing A-levels at school. And
Which school did you go to?
I went to Calderstones.
Oh, that's a bit posh.
Oh, it is now. It didn't used to be.
Did it now?
No, it's up and coming now. But Caldies wasn't that posh when I was there. But yeah, I was doing my A-levels, and I only really enjoyed English literature. I was just
you are super clever though, aren't you?
Well, I don't
she
know.
is. She's saying,
I like writing.
Yeah, she was the one that would always go to, be like, Jen, can you just mark all this? Thank you.
Yeah, but I can't add up, and I can't do anything maths based. So we all have our strengths and weaknesses. I just kind of got fed up at school, and I just thought, and so I left after my first year A-levels and auditioned for Northern.
The days when you could.
The days when you could, yeah.
Just putting that out there.
Yeah.
We could actually leave school at 16 back then and just go into work.
It was mad. It was like, I just had kind of that no fear then, and just off I went to Leeds at 16 on the coach, the bus station of and
the one near London Road.
Yeah, London
National
Road
Rail. Not National Rail.
Express.
That's the one.
And little old me on the little bus up to Leeds, living in like pretty rough area of Leeds, and just
Chapeltown.
Just on the outskirts in Hare Hills.
Oh.
Hare Hills riots, which I slept through.
No. Because you were knackered from all the Graham classes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Talk to us about your, how did you find out about Leeds Contemporary, Northern Contemporary, and talk about your audition.
Oh, I can't remember how I found out. I think, I really don't know. I can't remember, but I remember going to watch a performance with my mum and thinking, I'd love to do that. I'd really love to do that. And then auditioning. And it feels so long ago now. I can't really remember my audition, to be honest. I think I remember, because I did foundation, and then you had to re-audition for the degree. I remember that was really scary because all of us wanted to carry on, and they didn't take that many. But I remember that being really scary. Had to do a solo on the Riley Theatre stage, which is gorgeous. It's in like an old synagogue. I remember that being really, really nerve-wracking, doing that solo. And then it was like a contemporary class, I think, and a ballet class. So we did contemporary and ballet equally every day in the mornings, and then creative. And then we had like one jazz class a week, which I sometimes skived because I wasn't very good at jazz.
I don't believe that whatsoever. Your Miss Cunningham is stunning.
Sometimes went over to Roundhay Park for a little stroll when the jazz class was on.
Of course you did. There's always a class that people sky.
Yeah, I just found it so I found jazz quite tricky. So we did like mathematics, so it was like all those isolations. I was like,
but it's so
too much in my brain, too much in my brain. But I feel like it's like it takes up so much headspace coordinating arms and legs and little isolations, and I'm like, give me the whole body contemporary dance movement when I'm out my head. There's my thing. So
you finished Northern Contemporary, which was an amazing opportunity in Leeds.
Yeah, I finished in 2002. That was so long ago.
People
graduated.
are born in 2002, aren't they?
Oh, it's horrible now. Yeah, when I'm like,
my God.
Yeah, no, I totally feel my age. And I think when I first started teaching, there was only like a couple of years between me and students, and now there's like 20 odd years. It's scary stuff, but yeah. Still here, still doing it.
Still doing it because you're fabulous. So, what happened then? Where did you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. It still has an amazing reputation. So you would have had this sort of, here's the world.
Yeah, I mean, I did and I didn't. I mean, I wouldn't change a thing. My training was amazing. I got really good training at Northern. Looking back, like, there were elements of it that weren't that great. Like, it was very much for the ones that were going to go into big companies, not so much for those that maybe weren't suited to that pathway. So I did come out of Northern a little underconfident, and I did go to a few auditions and sort of for bigger companies. I remember once going down to London for one, leaving at like 5 a.m, driving down, and it was an open audition. I think it was for like, I don't know, Jasmine Vardaman or someone like that. And I remember got to do across the floor, sequence, which must have been about 20 seconds long, and then it was like, see you later, you cut. So it did feel quite savage going into that world. So yeah, I did spend a lot of time sort of like thinking, what am I going to do? I'm going to stay in dance, and thinking I probably wouldn't. I got like part-time worked in Ted Baker, worked at the Picture House Cinema for a bit, and
this was back in Liverpool. So
back
you came
in Liverpool,
home.
yeah, I came home. Yeah, London just wasn't for me in terms of like cost of living, and yeah, just too busy and stressful. I've always just been a northern girl, I think. So yeah, I came back to Liverpool, and yeah, I mean, I was really lucky. I met some amazing people, and I got to do like performance projects. Like I met a lady called Sarah Black, and we did all weird and wonderful performances, and like danced on boats at Walk the Plank, and on ice, on blocks of ice, and all this kind of weird and wonderful stuff. And then started teaching, and started doing a couple of projects. Did a project with a company called Common Ground, who were based in Liverpool. They were like a sign dance theatre, a mix of deaf dancers and non-deaf dancers. So that was an amazing opportunity, and did loads of little projects in Liverpool, and that was really nice. Did some stuff with MDI. It was brilliant. Meeting Karen Gallagher sort of helped get me into work and working with choreographers. And there was felt like there was loads going on, loads of projects coming up. Like travelled across Europe doing a project with MDI. So it was really good. And then the people that I met on these projects, we kind of, when those projects came to an end, we were like, oh, we need to keep doing stuff. And so we set up a dance company, Taciturn. Which is still going today. And yeah, we've done sort of, really great stuff. We work together. We're best friends. We've travelled. We've performed.
Because there was 3 of you originally, is that right?
There was 5 of us originally.
5? Yeah, all called Jenna?
So, no, not quite that
Jenny,
bad.
Jen.
So yeah, there was Jen, there was Jenna, Michelle, and Lily. Yeah, so there was 5 of us. Then became 4.
So sorry.
And is now 3. But we still keep in touch with Michelle, and she still does some projects with us, which is nice.
And Taciturn had a bit of not a comeback, but kind of a reignitement sort of last couple of years, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're all sort of in our 40s. We've all got kids. Life gets like
2 beautiful kids.
2 beautiful kids, yeah.
They are gorgeous.
My greatest achievement. But yeah, life gets like hectic, and you can't commit the same way that you used to commit before kids, and I wouldn't change it for the world, but that's just how it is. But the beauty of working with your best friends is that you can kind of go at your own pace and be like, right, we're ready to make, or we're having a break, or you're doing this, you're doing that, and we kind of stay together. So it feels like it's been this real constant, and it's just a beautiful sort of way to balance your family life and your work life. And if we get in the studio and we don't feel like making and we want to chat, we chat, because we feel like that's just as beneficial.
Just as valuable, yeah. Because it's still,
yeah.
You're plucking ideas really from those conversations,
exactly.
aren't you?
And our conversations mainly revolve around how hard it is being working mums and how much we have to juggle, and that kind of, that idea of being what it is to be a woman and to be female.
Absolutely.
And so generally that's what our work tends to be about. We kind of always go around the same theme. We think it's something different, and it always ends up being about the same thing.
But there's so much to talk about.
There is.
And it's always evolving, isn't it, with the different pressures. The one thing I always remember working together was your the pressures of the WhatsApp group the mums WhatsApp groups, and that pressure to be the perfect mum all the time, and it just doesn't exist.
Yeah, no, exactly. It is. You feel a lot of pressure from this, and then you feel pressure in the dance world as well, but you also feel like, I wouldn't say, well, maybe it is a bit of resentment, but you kind of like, you see those male choreographers getting ahead that don't have the same ties and can fully commit to that. And, as I said, I wouldn't change it, but sometimes it does get quite frustrating that the industry isn't built for us to be able to kind of have that same level of kind of commitment and if you want to call it success as those that don't have children. But yeah, I guess that's probably the same for a lot of people in whatever career they're taking. It's balancing, it's a juggle, and sometimes it's really hard.
Absolutely, and we'll definitely talk about that in your biggest gripes.
Get ready for that one.
So let's talk about, because there's two things here that I've heard. Is one, London wasn't for you.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you didn't stop working back up north anyway. So that's successful. So really, what is your biggest standout moment? Because it sounds like you really have achieved quite a lot, but it doesn't feel so. And other people have talked about this in terms of when you can compare this to London people and things like.
Yeah.
Is just as successful? But if you can make a career out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I've really feel like there's not been like one standout moment. I feel like for me, success is defined by happiness. And I guess I'm not like typically sort of like driven to like achieve. I really love like learning. So I guess being able to carry on learning, performing, choreographing, like teaching and being a mum is like success for me, to be able to still be doing what I love doing and
still
to be
smiling
happy
and
doing
enjoying
it.
Yeah.
I guess like I felt most proud of achieving my MA because I did that whilst working, whilst doing another course at work, and whilst having two young kids, and sort of during COVID as well. So a lot of it was sort of,
and where did you
really
do your MA?
nights.
I think it's amazing.
Yes, I did my MA at Rambert.
Woo!
It just kind of came up on my feed through someone that I knew on like Facebook, was saying there's this new course. And I was like, oh, okay. I just kind of looked into it and went for it. Had an interview, got on the course. It was quite like daunting really. But it was lovely. It was a real nice group of people. You had your like professional Rambert dancers on the course with you.
Wow.
But then you had these amazing like older women who were like building dance schools and doing great stuff in the community, and like emerging artists, and like we were all such a good sort of mixture of diversity really,
and experiences.
So the course was like flexible enough to be able to like focus on what you wanted to do and do your research around that. And then we'd go down. I'd loved it. It was like having little jollies down to London every weekend to like do like intensives, and it's just like filling your cup, working with like choreographers, getting inspired yourself, and like feeding that back into teaching and growing and learning. And I got to sort of perform down at Rambert, which was something I didn't think I would ever do, a solo, which I didn't think I would ever do. So I was super proud. I guess the biggest thing it taught me was to kind of work for myself rather than seeking validation. I think I worried so much about making work or what people thought, and now I'm just a bit like, it's not that I don't care what people think, it's just that I don't need validation from other people, and
absolutely,
you're just going to make the work. If it flops, and it flops, it's just about being brave and doing what you want to do rather than trying to fit into a mold.
And that takes time and experience and lots of
Yeah.
flopping to kind of
Absolutely.
be strong enough to do that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Has there been any moments where you have really kind of it's just failed epically?
I mean, probably, yeah. I think, like, I don't know, looking back, you're like, oh, that was terrible.
I think about that, some of my dance pieces.
Like, what was that? Why did I do that? Or just like, you know, those points of performances where I was so nervous and so worried that I was just absolutely terrible. Like, and I'm like, I don't ever want to watch myself dance like that ever again. You know, there are those times, but then you're just like, you are where you're at, aren't you, at that stage? And you make what you think is right at that time. And I guess that is just that learning and, you know, yeah.
Did you feel, because the second thing what I'd kind of got from is you mentioned about Northern Contemporary kind of built you to go to a certain direction for a big company. Do you feel like that sort of Rambert gave you that second chance? Because essentially you were there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a funny one, isn't it? Because I think my expectations of what Rambert was going to be like were different, and I did go in kind of thinking, oh, you know, big name, it's going to be this way, it's going to be that way, but I was really surprised at how progressive Rambert was and how much kind of they were about developing you in your area, and I had like a mentor and she was amazing. And I think sometimes it only needs that one person to sort of believe in you and be honest and balanced with you and to just treat you like a human and an individual. And I feel like, you know, maybe Northern didn't have that in terms of we were all just kind of like these numbers, and the training was very much command style teaching, and you know, it was all about the kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Rambert gave more space to kind of be like, and especially maybe it's just because I'm older as well, to be a bit more like those conversations were happening about what isn't right in the dance industry. And the more you talk to people, the more you met people, they were like, oh yeah, my experience really impacted my mental health as well in my training, and we need to be different as educators going forward. And yeah, we'd have loads of like in-depth talks about the dance industry and yeah, so I feel like in terms of I felt like kind of more worthy, if that makes sense. Like I felt like I had a voice. I think
in a reputable, not to say that Northern isn't, but it kind of, I would have felt a bit like, well, it might have taken me 10 years to get here, but I finally got here.
Yeah, but I feel like you have like, if you have that one person like championing you and being like, you can do this. And, you know, I had like my lecturer, she was just like, oh, let's not stop, Jen, let's take your dissertation, let's get it published in a dance journal. So that's my next mission. And then obviously she was like, oh, you know, develop what you've done in your dissertation and take it into a workshop, and why don't you come and teach at Playground? So that was a massive thing for me.
Just
like teaching at like Rambert Studios, I walked in, I was like, oh, I'm in Rambert, the actual studios where the dance company are, and I'm about to like teach this class. And I was just like, yeah, it was a sort of pinch me moment. So I suppose, yeah, just having those people in your lives that are like, you can do it, and what you're delivering is good, and like, yeah, that is a standout moment. And like the feedback was really nice, you know, and it's that sort of believing in what you're doing. If you're truly invested in what you're delivering, which I sort of was, then it's gonna kind of have that impact, and you know, there's always going to be people that, you're not everyone's cup of tea kind of thing. But I think as long as you believe in what you're delivering and have the conviction to go through with it, and you believe in it, that's all that matters, really.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Rambert teaching was amazing, and
incredible.
Yeah, so yeah, that was good.
Incredible. So let's talk about sort of Liverpool now. So you've obviously contributed heavily to the dance scene here. You've done some work with U Dance in Manchester. and then in some Chester. You've done a bit for Cheshire Dance, is that right?
Yeah, a little while back, yeah.
So I suppose the big question is, you've seen it all. You've seen it go from really fruitful to COVID and nothing. And I think we're trying to sort of not scramble. I think we're climbing back up again. But where do you think there is a future here still for dance, or where do you think it's going?
I mean, I think like every other city in the UK right now, I think we're all sort of scrambling and feeling the lack of funding and investment in the arts. So I think that's tough. And obviously, if that funding isn't coming, if things aren't happening, it's hard. It feels really hard. I guess what I'm really passionate about at the minute, and what I feel like is really lacking, is the accessibility of dance classes for those that aren't in private dance schools. Like my own kids. There is a private dance school route, which is amazing. I'm not knocking private dance schools. They do brilliant jobs with the kids. But what about kids that can't afford it? What about kids that don't want to commit to like this sort of, however many classes a week? What about kids that want to do like a sort of like, I guess like that youth dance, or just have like a go at trying something, or being creative, or doing like a class around the corner that they can go to for like a couple of quid. Even dance in school isn't happening anymore. Like my kids came home and they were like, oh, we did dance today. And I was like, oh, that's amazing. Like what did you do? They were like, oh, we did Just Dance on the screen. I'm like, that's not a dance class. Do you know what I mean? It's so infuriating that there isn't much. I'd love to get that a bit more active. Like obviously, like just some more open classes for kids to go to would be great. But there's people doing brilliant things. Obviously, you're doing amazing stuff in Liverpool. What I really think is great about Melt is that not only you're doing your training and your classes, but you're doing those opportunities for graduates. And I think that's like super important, those performance opportunities, because Liverpool has so many colleges and degrees in dance, and and then it's churning out all these dancers, and then where do they go? Where do they go? What is for them? Like, I came back to Liverpool and I had like somewhere like MDI to help out but like what is there for them? It just feels like there is nothing. So in terms of kind of bridging that gap, it's like pre sort of dance college, I guess, and afterwards there's not that much going on in Liverpool. I mean, there are open classes. There's some amazing teachers and amazing classes going on in Liverpool. But yeah, in terms of sort of working towards an opportunity, or, like even like intensive weekends, or working with a choreographer and doing like little performance projects, like getting that experience, I'd like to see more of that in Liverpool, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you think, because there's now lots of conversation between Manchester and Liverpool in terms of the dance scene, would you say it's stronger in Manchester or Liverpool, or what's your opinion?
I guess I'm not like fully like clued up in terms of what exactly is going on in terms of like the other styles, but I would say in terms of like contemporary dance, there's more in Manchester, just because you've got like Company Chameleon. So they've got, your classes, and they've got youth dance companies to cover like, seniors, juniors and sort of infants. And they have more sort of programs for contemporary dance going on. So I guess there's more going on there. I guess in terms of studios and classes, I mean, there's like unis and stuff. There's Salford Uni, which has got another sort of, they have open classes for contemporary, and they've got the youth dance stuff. So I would probably say if we're talking contemporary dance, then there's probably a lot more going on in Manchester than there is Liverpool. You've got the CAT scheme as well at the Lowry, which is good.
But it's amazing that. It's like a full
it's
day.
Really good.
It's for free. It's just incredible.
Yeah. So yeah, that's great. So yeah, I don't know in terms of the other styles. What do you think?
No one's ever asked me a question.
Deflecting there, passing it back because I don't know the answer to that one.
I think it's more company-based training in Manchester.
Yeah.
I think just because they seem to have got, sort of big seeds of funding to be able to sort of set up shop. Whereas I think here is a bit of a mixture of everything, isn't it? It's private entities, and I do think it can be very heavy private entities in Liverpool, but there's something about Liverpool that always holds the torch for quality dancing, if that makes sense. Because as soon as those companies are gone in Manchester, you're back to square one.
Yeah.
Whereas I always feel like there's always something here.
It does seem more consistent.
Whether it disappears for a couple of years and then comes back.
Yeah.
But I've always believed that Liverpool has a very strong reputation for strong artists and strong dancers. I think it's just a part of who we are.
Yeah, I
which
agree.
is interesting. All right. Are you ready?
No. What's
Do you want a
next?
sip of water? So we've talked about your biggest motivation. I think that's about the accessibility, the diversity.
Yeah, accessibility, diversity.
Anything else?
Guess.
Contemporary, keeping it alive.
Keeping it alive.
Because in London, it's a different. It's a delicatessen, isn't it? You can just pick and choose what you want to do.
Yeah,
I'd even say in Birmingham, it's really established.
Yeah.
Or Leeds.
Yeah.
But in other places, it's quite. Where?
Yeah, where is it? Where is it? Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, we could really do with some youth dance companies happening. Yeah.
And do you think that's going to motivate you now for the next? I don't know. Is this your biggest motivation?
Yeah, I guess it's just keeping on learning, and keeping on kind of working towards something. So working towards publication and working towards some more of my MA stuff and workshops and stuff. Working with Taciturn. We've got a little project that we're looking at to do with intergenerational project with women.
Oh, lush.
So based on a poem about women holding things, what women hold. So yeah, we're looking at sort of something processional and involving lots of different groups of women in the city and drawing on their experiences and their stories.
Are you performing at Leap?
No, not this year. This year, but yeah, we're hoping that we can get some funding to get this project up and running off the ground. So yeah, that's something in the pipeline. Yeah,
that sounds great. I think it needs to be seen. So I always, diversity in work is really important.
Yeah. So yeah, just working towards stuff, and getting. I would love to get the contemporary grades up and running, to do some classes and to do some creative classes for kids. Did a project in the library over half term where I had 2 workshops with 15 dancers coming in. And we made a site-specific...
Liverpool?
No, it was in Garston Library, so just round the corner from me. And we made a site-specific piece in the library. And that was amazing. That went really well. So I'd love to do more of that sort of stuff. I was funded by the council to get kids into libraries a bit more. So yeah, because
that's a dying area, isn't it? Where these amazing buildings are not being used.
Absolutely, and Garston Library is beautiful. It's round the corner from me, and I went in. I was like, I haven't been in here for 10 years. I feel really bad because it's such a nice space. And even if I just come and work in here, or so the kids all made a piece with It's Oh So Quiet by Bjork. And then we performed that. It was really cute.
That's a nice connection.
Worked with the books.
Yeah.
And then, they all signed up for a library card. And Alice came and did it, my little girl. She was like, oh, why have we never been to this library? And I was like, oh. Yeah, so I promised her we'd go and get the book out soon. So,
well, do you remember back in the day, we used to get videos from the library because it was cheaper than Blockbuster.
Yeah.
It was 50p.
I know.
Used to go to me and my mum used to go to the library all the time because it was cheaper than Blockbuster. So you would get CDs or videos or a book and return it the following week. And I think it was much more used then, wasn't it? Which is a shame.
It is a shame. It'd be such a shame to see them go.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah.
But that's what Alicia Smith is trying to ensure, isn't she, at the council,
Yeah.
that more people use the library and
Yeah.
try and bridge that gap between arts and the library and stuff.
Definitely. So yeah, that'd be good to do more of that kind of stuff.
Always working. Right. Are you ready? What's your biggest gripe?
Oh, there's so many.
She is, just so you know, she is really positive, like always positive.
Really?
Just holds in these gripes.
No, they're not. I mean, they're not gripes. I think they probably resonate with lots of artists. The gripes, maybe. I don't know.
Could you narrow it down to your top 3?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think we've already mentioned one, which would be like funding. Funding and lack of importance that's placed on the arts. Like, it seems like an inferior subject. So
still, even with the new government,
like, and how, you know, like, and you look at most jobs nowadays, and within those job specs there is this want and this need for creative beings and creative people, and what are we doing that's creative with our kids? Like, you know what I mean? What are we doing? That's like, you know, it's very, I understand the value of maths and English, but you have to place value on those that are creative beings as well. It's just as important as those
But
skills.
it never used to be. This is what's really strange, isn't it? When we were in school, the importance of maths and English were important, but if you didn't get it in the end, I think English was the most important, isn't it? You couldn't progress unless you had that.
Yeah.
But the maths thing, if it's not your bag, it's you're still doing it, and it's not your thing, but you could be the most amazing artist, amazing musician, technician,
absolutely,
anything,
and you just
always held
like,
back.
oh, that's not important. I know it's crazy because I just scraped my maths, which I was really lucky to do, but I'm just not, haven't got that brain for maths, and it's like, that should be okay because I'm good at other stuff, you know, and that's like, not everyone needs to be good at the same thing. Like,
or not everyone has to prove.
Yeah. Or how boring would it be if like, and I just think like there's so much value in the arts. Like, I think we all know this as artists. It's not, you know, it's not hard to see the impact that it has on like mental health and well-being and physical well-being. But yeah, it's just like lower class. You felt like you're lower tier if you're that way clever. Like, these are most amazing dancers and performers, and I mean, back in the day, my mates used to be like, "Oh, do you just go and like prance around all day in the studio?"
Yes.
Let's go. Yeah. Or like, you know, I'd get fed up when people had asked me the question like, "Oh, what type of dance do you do?" I'd be like, I was like, I can't say contemporary because no one will know what the hell it is. Yeah. So I just go, ballet. Yeah. Ballet. Yeah. I'll be on the stage. Yeah. West End.
Speaking of, do you remember, and I was so pleased when you said that. So do you remember that time we went to London to move it?
Yeah.
First time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'd really fucked up, but we managed to get through it, and I think,
oh God, sat on the floor in the pub.
That was another story which I'm sure Andrew would tell you because she finds it hilarious, but at the time was horrendous.
Yeah.
Anyway,
move it.
We got to go and see 42nd Street.
Oh God, yeah.
And we sat there.
What story you're talking about now.
And we sat there, and I just literally had a full circle moment of going, F my life. And you were like, why? And I was like, that's where I started, on that stage, my career, in the corner, in Drury Lane, 8 times a week. And now I'm here. Which wasn't awful. It was great because I absolutely loved teaching at Liverpool. That was, and I always look back at that.
Wasn't that moment where you said, oh, I trained with the director of this musical?
Well, I opened,
Yeah, and I was like, oh, don't worry, Carl. I went to uni with Paloma Faith. It's all good.
Basically, that in a nutshell. And we were both just like,
I was like, oh.
Life.
But we're happy.
But we're happy
we
now.
have fun. Like, we have good balance.
We did have a good banter, but I think
we had good fun. Yeah,
that
we
was
kept
the
each
icing
other
on the
going.
cake.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, but it's like, don't worry, could be worse.
That's going to set me off. Right, okay.
Another gripe.
Go on, because I've got loads, but I try not to talk about them.
I guess the second one we've covered also in terms of like no like value being placed. I don't know if I can say this one.
Okay.
I might offend. Yeah, I can. Okay, so where's the opportunities for performance that isn't competitive?
Interesting. Yes.
So that's another gripe for me, is that I see so much competition in dance, not just in terms of like competitive dance, which is a thing, which is cool, but there needs to be more than that, because that doesn't suit everyone. But there's also competition between like colleges, FE, HE, even like teachers and artists in Liverpool. There's lots of sort of like, it feels like, and then, you know, we were talking about Move It before, this like, who's bigger, who's better, who's doing the most tricks on stage, do you know what I mean? And it's
who's wearing next to nothing.
Yeah, who's got the most provocative dance, who's got like the highest leg, who's got the most backflips. And it just feels like, oh, come on, like life isn't, like, you're just missing out on so much if you're competing all the time. Like this like whole comparison thing that goes on in dance. It's like, you like this picture, I like this one. You like this dancer, I like this one. Like, because
dance is so subjective.
It's so subjective.
So, but I think it is, unfortunately, I might shoot myself in the foot. Unfortunately, it might be companies monopolising on that insecurity of competition, because that's all what it is, isn't it? It's an insecurity, and monopolising on that to go, well, unless you're here, which is the best, then you're not the best.
Yeah, and sometimes that can really fall into a trap of those companies or those schools' own egos and agendas about winning, and then you'll find some kids will not fit into that sort of ethos and that agenda, if you want, and it's like, how do we cater for those kids, you know? How do we stop them feeling undervalued and underconfident if they're not winning those gold medals, or their legs not, do you know what I mean? It's like, so I guess, I mean,
so a platform that is non-competitive.
It'd be nice to see, like, it'd be nice to see more collaboration in the city.
Oh yeah,
it really would. So less competition, more collaboration would be my number two.
It's weird why it doesn't happen. I mean, you guys collaborated last year with Leap, didn't you? You did that fantastic piece at the Unity where there was 3 dance companies.
Yep.
And you completely sold out.
Yep.
Which is amazing. But I haven't seen that at all, you know, in terms of this collaboration, because it is quite difficult, unfortunately.
It is. I mean, you know, Leap is amazing at bringing people together to collaborate, like, and it's so exciting that's happening again this year. And those things like the community showcase and the schools and colleges platform and the new emerging artists work, it's like we just need more of that, I think. Rather than, you know,
rather than another competition.
I mean, I didn't grow up in that sort of world, so it's all quite alien to me, and I was sort of exposed to that through like my daughter doing dance comps and stuff, and it's quite consuming. It's quite tough, and if you're not that driven dancer, it can be quite tough, I think. And it's not for everyone. I'm not saying it's not got its worth and its place. Absolutely, it has. But it's just realising it's not for everyone, and can we cater for those dancers that it doesn't appeal to?
And if it's not, at least giving that constructive feedback to, or welcoming people to give it a try and they feel valued. I think I do a lot of adjudicating, and I think we've always got to remember they're babies on stage, giving their heart and soul.
Absolutely. Let's
You know,
value that.
let's value that. And
Yeah,
that's the hardest thing of a 6-year-old to come out and do a solo.
absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
it's not about the placing, it's the fact that she made a friend that day, she had a
100%.
great day, and she felt like the judge when that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, because
Absolutely.
that's otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah.
'Because
100%.
it'll just leave scars, and I think we're on the same page there, isn't it? It's
Absolutely,
just,
yeah.
no,
It
no, no,
is,
they're
it is.
babies.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to be having fun. Yeah.
Yeah, they do need to enjoy it. But I suppose there are different kinds of comps. But yeah, it might be nice for a little bit more platforms in Liverpool. But actually, it may be some collaboration between Chester and Liverpool, and
Yeah, that could
Liverpool
be good.
and the Wirral.
And the Wirral,
You
yeah.
know, that kind of platform. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
And I know Paul's always tried to kind of create those collaborations.
Yeah.
But are they met the same way?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's not pulling anyone out, just so you know. I'm not doing any shade.
No shade.
There's no shade.
And also I'm not I think in terms of my gripe, it's not about dance comps. It's just there needs to be other platforms as well.
To perform, because that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
Or share the work if we don't want to perform.
Exactly.
You know, how can that be seen? But also I still think there's a duty from the theatres to house this work.
Yeah.
You know, and there will be one person watching, and I've literally banged my fist on the door for so many years going, there needs to be more. You know, it's public funds. It's not yours.
Yep. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Bang, bang, bang.
Bang on the door.
Any more gripes? You mentioned something about colleges, because there is a lot here, isn't there?
There is a lot of colleges. There feels like a little bit of sort of ickiness between colleges.
And I don't know why.
But there
is a lot.
I feel like there is a lot. Maybe
We all know the same people.
too many.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like they're all kind of different. So just, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. What am I trying to say? I think from working where I work is kind of that thing about not being everyone's cup of tea and kind of doing what you do, knowing you'll attract certain kind of people, but I don't know, having belief in what you're delivering. And it's hard, isn't it? It's hard. I think it's a hard one. There's probably too many colleges.
It's more than any other city I've ever known.
Yeah.
Which is
given
really
that we
strange.
don't really have the structure for afterwards of those dance colleges. There is a lot of them. One thing that does annoy me in terms of like colleges and also in terms of dance school is this idea of like ownership. This might be quite contentious, this one.
No,
hopefully I don't gripe too much about it, but this kind of idea of my students really gets my goat, because I'm a bit like, they're not your students, they are human beings in their own right. And this idea of kind of like, you're my student, you can't go anywhere else, or you have to kind of like sign your life away to this kind of one place, and it's just a bit like, it gives me the ick a bit.
It's a bit odd, isn't it? I think
I just find it a bit inhumane.
It's a power trip, isn't it, basically?
Yeah, I just think like these young people should be exploring as many options as they can and taking as many opportunities as they can. Like, nobody owns you and what you do. Like, I find it really bizarre that happens, and like no one's kind of said anything about it.
It's an odd one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that idea of like taking credit for things, like you're helping this young person achieve and grow, and but this idea of like, this person got into this place or this person did this because they went here or they went to me or I did this, and it's like, it's not about you.
Yeah, I can't. I think.
Sorry.
No.
I think that's probably going to be
brilliant.
my most contentious quote. But that's the worst one out the way.
I think it's brilliant. I think I'm just trying to place myself back to drama school. See, we were allowed to do lots of different classes, but our performances would have to be agreed.
I get that. Yeah.
So.
And
because it was certain performance. Yeah, they had to be agreed. And to be honest, you weren't really in that many performances because you were doing too many performances at college. So it was like, but the classes, they weren't bothered about at all. In fact, I think they wanted you to go out and see the world.
Yeah.
But it was just performances.
I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy. The more experience you get, the more people you work with, the more open you are, the more diverse you become as a performer, as a dancer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I guess I get that.
But we are human beings. I think I've fallen in that category when you're like, I taught him for so... And it's actually, you do have to remember, and I have to tell myself off, no, we're a part of the whole of the ingredients for that person's. For example, the wonderful Darlene.
Yeah.
We've all had something to shape her dance career.
Absolutely. And Darlene is a prime example of like the type of dancer you get when it's come from that mix of people.
Yeah.
And I think she's so versatile. She's had so many experiences. She's going to be so embarrassed that we're talking about her. Sorry, Darlene, you're amazing. Yeah. But like a really good example, came through youth dance.
She did.
Youth dance, community dance, and then,
it's gone on to conservatoire training.
Absolutely, is working with loads of different people, and I think that's just like completely healthy and the right approach to have.
Absolutely. And I suppose it's a sense of pride. I get a sense of pride that I've been allowed to have a part of her dance journey.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think there's nothing wrong with that at all. Like, I'm so proud of, like, we've just had a couple of students at Liverpool sixth form, and one's got an unconditional offer for Rambert.
Wow.
Also got offer at Northern at the same time, so it's like picking which one. And you do feel proud, but I'm not the only person that's taught him, and he's done. It's his motivation, it's his hard work as well. So yeah, you are shaping. You don't own that success. I think is what's important to remember.
We need to keep telling ourselves, and I think if we do tell ourselves more, there will be less of this ownership.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. I hope just like celebrate individuals and let them go to as many things as they want.
It's their life and it's their money. Yeah. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
You can't stop that. Right.
There
Positive.
Gripes over. Yay.
And we're going to start moving now. So we have the wheel.
Oh no, I'm going to be so bad at this quiz.
You're going to be amazing.
Can I use Google?
Google for what?
The answers.
No. So she's just said that she's done an MA. She's really good at English Lit and English Lang. You'll be fine.
I know nothing about like pop culture or anything.
Oh, it's got nothing to do with pop culture.
Oh God.
This is right up your street.
Really?
Yes, this is
Watch
right up.
me be bad at this.
No, it won't be. Right. So can we have the? No. I'm actually all right at basic maths. Right. We're going to have the wheel.
Oh, what kind
and it's going to go round.
Wizardry is this?
Huh?
What kind of wizardry is this?
Oh, I'm super prepared, yeah.
Wow.
And then it will stop on a move card
posh.
or a theory card. So then I'll choose one and then you'll read it out and you'll either have to act it, dance it out or explain it. Do you like it?
Oh my God.
We've even got music to go with it as well.
I love quizzes, I'm so bad at them, but I love things like this. Okay.
Oh, you got a move card.
Move card. Okay.
Right,
let's do this.
So it took me ages. I had to print these out, then laminate them, and then cut them.
Of course you laminated them.
No, but it's a waste of paper then. Then I can use them again.
Are they colour-coded? Do you have them in a filing system at home?
Maybe. Apparently I'm quite, well, my husband would agree that I'm very OCD. Right, go on. Right, come on then, read it out.
Dance like you're walking through mud. Oh, this should be on the contemporary dance syllabus, this one.
See? Okay, so you're going to have to do it on camera, though, so we can see you. Yes, and look, there's 1, 2, 3 cameras. Yeah, okay. I'm really excited. Do you want me to do an action? Yeah, you've got to dance like you're walking through mud. Okay. Action! Oh, she's really going for it. Oh, she's getting into it now. Of course, Jenny's getting into it. Of course. That's enough.
That's definitely enough.
See, this is why for a contemporary dancer this is perfect, but for like a jazzy commercial dancer, they were literally like. I think Darren started voguing.
Really?
Yeah. One more, please. Everyone gets 3 goes. Aren't you lucky?
I'm so lucky.
Another move.
What's this one?
You get the same one, we'll have to.
How would you move if you were sneaking around? Oh, okay.
How would you move if you were sneaking around? Okay. Don't even think about it. I think we're going to have to put some extra music. Okay, she's prepping. Action! This just reminds me of when me and Jen snipped to a bar and had cheeky shots of tequila once, and we were actually sneaking like that.
We were sneaking like that. Memories.
Right, one more.
This is so cringe.
Yes.
You don't get to see me sneaking or moving through mode again.
Okay, here we go. Your best theory.
Why is improvisation an important skill in dance, and how do you approach it? Oh,
These are perfect cards for you. Do you want a copy of these?
Yeah. I use these in work. Improvisation is an important skill because it is essentially you personified in movement. Yeah. It's how you move, it's your individual style, it's what moves you, it's the most authentic, your authentic self in movement. It's it's your most authentic way of moving, I'd imagine. It's important.
Oh my god, quoted, blah, 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 blah. Isn't that gorgeous? She's got more. She's got a conclusion.
Oh, I've got the other question, the other part 2. How do you approach it? Okay, so loads of different ways depending on skill and experience. If I was to approach it in terms of teaching it, I'd always start with fun and restriction.
Nice.
So when you first start improvising, it feels like it's this vast, big, massive deal. If you restrict it and bring it down and make it into a fun game and build from that, that's probably the easiest way in. So things that we think are games are actually like improvisation. So for kids, like you could play like a stuck in the mud. Mm-hmm. Bring it back to theme with different ways of going under and through, or you could be like move across the floor but you can't put your feet on the floor. So loads of, if you restrict and make it fun and build on that and gradually get to like full improvisations, like for any adults or anyone at home, I would say like putting music on in your kitchen and dancing to it is the best form of improvisation. Just that kind of dance like no one's watching for yourself. I guess, yeah, improvisation is dancing for yourself essentially, and not worrying about what anyone else thinks. It's taken the importance away from how things look to how things feel, and that's kind of something that I'm really interested in at the minute, is like, how does dance feel in your body? How does it feel to move in that way? Rather than like constantly thinking about what you look like when you dance.
And for a published version of that answer,
Dance Research Journal. Publication 15-1.
Okay, one last question, and I ask everybody the big question: what's better, or in your opinion, what would you? Liverpool versus London.
Oh, I think you know the answer.
Scouse bird.
It's always going to be Liverpool for me. Yeah, Scouse bird through and through. Like, I love London for a visit. I could never live there, I don't think. It's like, it's just too much for me. It's like a lot. It's a lot in terms of everything, really. In terms of busyness, the cost. But I love visiting London, like I really do. I love going down. I love going down for playground. I try and get there when I can. It's so easy to get there from Liverpool now. It's like your 2-hour train journey. I love it. A bit of time out for yourself.
Yeah, if you book it way in advance.
Yeah, if you book in advance. What's that one someone told me about? You can use Seatfrog, is it? Something like that? Where you can get like cheap first class ticket. Yeah.
Oh,
like £12 single.
Ooh,
I think it's called Seatfrog.
Seatfrog.
Yeah, Seatfrog.
Let's
Get
hope
on
they
it.
sponsor the next
Yeah.
episode. Seatfrog.
Seatfrog. But yeah, London has so many opportunities, doesn't it? I think it just depends on what you're looking for, what type of person you are. I speak to, I made a couple of friends on my MA who live in London, and they just find it like more classes available, but they find it harder to get to. And then they really struggle for like things like studio space and stuff like that. So I guess really lucky in Liverpool to have that availability and access to like studio space. And although it's not like a perfect dance community, it's like it is a community. Like people know each other, and
absolutely.
I think I would hate to have that loss of connection and community in a bigger city, I suppose. So yeah.
Liverpool all the way.
Liverpool all the way, forever.
Amazing. Well, I think we're going to call it a day, a wrap. Do we wrap? I'm not sure.
Wrap, yeah.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up.
Do you want to do that in movement terms?
No, I'm all right, thank you. I'm still poorly. A massive big round of applause for the wonderful Jen Reece.
Thank you for having me.